Hello, and I'd like to welcome you all once again to the old schoolhouse here in the hamlet of Butterstone in Perthshire in Scotland for this, our 79th Wee Live concert. And it's starting to sound kind of scary, isn't it? Anyway, it's been lovely weather this last 2 or 3 days, and first of all, I'd like to thank you thank all the folk who had bought tickets for last weekend's anniversary show. It was a bit of a stressful night, to be honest with you, and we had a wee technical difficulty with hold on. We had a wee technical difficulty with the server that we send the stuff out to, and we kind of panicked a wee bit here. But eventually we got the show out. It was about 45 minutes late, and sorry for those of you who couldn't hang on. But we've been working on all week on getting backup systems and things ready for the next one. So the next one shouldn't be if it does go weird on us, we should have some backup systems in place. Anyway, I thought I would start off with this wee song, just to kind of, because it's lovely spring weather out there, and we live in this area with where Butterstone is called, we call it the Garden Valley, and it's the Lunan Valley, and the wee burn that runs outside the house here is called the Buckney Burn, and it flows into the Lunan Burn about 2 fields down, and then it flows all the way through the lochs, lots of wee lochs all the way along this wee valley, eventually to the River Tay. Anyway, this was a song I wrote when I was homesick in America, and so we'll try it and see how we go on. This is really not my home. Oh, where are you, my lovely Jenny? I'm afraid and all alone. There is no peace for me. I'm sitting in a stranger's room, playing at the stranger's table, shining empty like the moon. There is no peace for me. But in the darkness, struggle cold, I think about the Garden Valley, gentle as the leaves unfold, singing out along the Tay, distant and so far away. There is no peace for me. And I'm blinded by your city lights. I wander through these fearful places. The colors fade to black and white. There is no peace for me. And these are not the friends I know. These are not their smiling faces. A desert that no one should know. There is no peace for me. But in the darkness, struggle cold, I think about the Garden Valley, gentle as the leaves unfold, singing out along the Tay, distant and so far away. There is no peace for me. And now I know and feel it well, poor immigrants deep sunken feeling, standing at the gates of hell. There is no peace for me. Burned out by their master's greed, cruel exile transportation, robbed of every love and need. There is no peace for me, but in the darkness, struggle cold, I think about the garden valley, gentle as the leaves unfold, singing out along the tale, distant and so far away. There is no peace for me. Oh, and in the darkness, struggle cold, I think about the garden valley, gentle as the leaves unfold, singing out along the tale, distant and so far away. There is no peace for me. Thank you very much, and that's my wee song, Garden Valleys, to kind of waken up the vocal cords and get the fingers working. And I'd like to also welcome, could you please be a big welcome to the stage to the Tatty Faces, who were mortified last weekend when it all went kind of pear-shaped for 45 minutes, and there was actually tears, and I mean it was hysteria, actually, tatty hysteria, until we got it all back online again. Anyway, but. We've actually I've been kind of doing some work on it this week, and I've made a new website which you'll go to buy the tickets, and that'll keep us in contact with you as the things go on. So we're learning as we go along with this whole kind of carry on. It's quite a challenge doing all this from this wee village in the middle of Scotland, and with technology being kind of as kind of precarious as it is. Anyway, I'm going to do this song, and I've had a lot of requests for this song, and I keep avoiding doing it because it's got a really tricky bit of guitar, and but I'm going to have a go at it now and just and see if see how we get on, and. See, leave a wee message if you're watching from somewhere kind of exotic. Leave a wee message, for us, and have a wee chat with each other on the tape, because over the last year it's been an amazing community, kind of global community that have been watching these wee shows, and I love it. So this was a wee song about. The fisherman taking his fishing boat home for the last time because fishing wasn't relevant anymore, and we were able to pay. And I remember maybe about 20 years ago up in Lewis, somebody got a ship and they put it off, and they had to saw it in half so they could get the kind of the money from the government for stopping fishing. And it was a beautiful wooden boat, and they cut it in half. And it was like, it reminded me of when I was one time, I was in America, and I was in the place where Martins are made, and Martin guitars are made, Bethlehem in America. And I was staying with this guy, and he worked in the Martin guitar factory. Martins are very expensive, famous guitars. And in his house, he had all these half guitars with plants growing out of them, and there was, and he was telling me that in the 30s, I think it was, when Martin made guitars, if it weren't perfect, they just put them through the bandsaw and sawed them up, and that was the way they kept their quality. And he said there was a big shed at the place where he worked, and it was full of these half Martin guitars. That if you could join them together, they'd be worth a fortune today. But he had plants growing out of them in his house. Anyway, I thought I'd share that little thing with you. So here we go. Oh, the sky was shaking as we turned her round through the crashing spray of the cooling sound, and all eyes were silent on that final day as we sailed the Maori Band home. And that tired old lady, she had served us well through the straits and calms to the banks of hell, and all hearts were broken on that final day as we sailed the Maori Band home. Oh, row-wee-oh, with the wind she sailed us. Oh, row-wee-oh, across the waves she braved us. Oh, row-wee-oh, our children of the sea. And now a man is foolish if he thinks he knows all of time's delusions, its ebbs and flows. But all eyes were empty on that final day as we sailed the Maori Band home. And we have the children and their growth to feed, but there's no relaxing our nation's greed, and all future perished on that final day as we sail the Maori Band home. Oh, row-wee-oh, across the waves she sailed us. Oh, row-wee-oh, with the wind she braved us. Oh, row-wee-oh, our children of the sea. He is our captain, and he is a brave and rolling man, a salty dog, we all agree. He tells us stories of the fishing in his father's time, we find just too hard to believe. And he is our captain, and he's not afraid to face the wind, and with the wind he's not afraid to run. But poor progress has put his ship upon this rugged rock, and now all his sailing is done. It's a when she braved us. Oh, Romeo, her children of the sea. Thank you very much, and that was my wee song, the Maori Band, which I wrote up at Aberdeen, fisherman taking his boat in for the last time, and the Maori Band, Mary is my little sister's name actually, is called, my sister's called Mary, and it's Fair Mary, it's Gaelic, and Scottish Gaelic, and it actually means Fair Mary. And so now we come to the point where I'm going to get you to sing, and I've had so many requests for this song, it's a little bit embarrassing. And I did this in the middle of last year because I write lots of kids' songs as well. And I wrote kids' songs for my own kids, and I've been writing songs for my grandkids. And I foolishly did this song one of these wee nights in the middle of the end of last summer, in the middle of lockdown. And maybe I shouldn't have done it because there have been so many people wanting to hear it again. And so I'm going to do it now, you know, because I managed to kind of make myself feel a wee bit better about doing it, because in the 60s there was lots of songs for kids. You know, most of the people who were having hit records would eventually do a kids song, and it would be in the charts, you know, and that was the way that kids got to kind of get connected with music. You know, people like Danny Kaye did things like Inchworm, and there was things like The Ugly Duckling, and, you know, kind of all these kind of weird wee songs. I think even Elvis did some kid songs, and it seems that the music industry is far too much preoccupied with teenagers now to allow the young bands or the young musicians to do kid songs, because that's, you know, because we kids like to listen to the radio too, you know. Anyway, so I wrote this funny song. And it's got the chorus is easy, and there's actually a dance that goes with this. If you're not too embarrassed, you can put the chairs back. And what you sing is you sing, Mr. Wiggleworm, wiggle, wiggle, worm, tell me what to do if I want to wiggle too. Mr. Wiggleworm, wiggle, wiggle, worm. I can't believe I'm doing this. Tell me what to do if I want to wiggle too, okay? So we'll do the chorus a couple of times, and we'll see if we can get the whole globe singing the Mr. Wiggleworm song. And use my wee tenor guitar. So we'll try it, okay? Here we go. Look at this. Mr. Wiggleworm, wiggle, wiggle, worm, tell me what to do if I want to wiggle too. Mr. Wiggleworm, wiggle, wiggle, worm, tell me what to do if I want to wiggle too. That's what you sing, okay? Here we go. All right, tight your faces. Here we go. Mr. Wiggleworm, wiggle, wiggle, worm, tell me what to do if I want to wiggle too. Mr. Wiggleworm, wiggle, wiggle, worm, tell me what to do if I want to wiggle too. Got it now? Maybe we'll do it one more time just so that we know we've got it nailed, okay? Oh, Mr. Wiggleworm, wiggle, wiggle, worm, tell me what to do if I want to wiggle too. Mr. Wiggleworm, wiggle, wiggle, worm, tell me what to do if I want to wiggle too. Oh, Mr. Wiggleworm, he lives under a stone. He doesn't have a television, doesn't have a phone. He doesn't have a table and he doesn't have a chair. He doesn't need a bed, but he doesn't really care. Oh, Mr. Wiggleworm, wiggle, wiggle, worm, tell me what to do if I want to wiggle too. Mr. Wiggleworm, wiggle, wiggle, worm, tell me what to do if I want to wiggle too. Mr. Wiggleworm doesn't have to wear a shirt. He doesn't need his smelly boots for playing in the dirt. He doesn't need a handkerchief, he doesn't wear a tie. He doesn't have to wash them and then hang them out to dry. Mr. Wiggleworm, wiggle, wiggle worm, tell me what to do if I want to wiggle too. Mr. Wiggleworm, wiggle, wiggle worm, tell me what to do if I want to wiggle too. Oh, Mr. Wiggleworm doesn't have to wash his face. He doesn't have to clean his teeth or tie his own shoelace. He doesn't have to brush his hair or even blow his nose. He doesn't have to work out which way round his trousers goes. Oh, Mr. Wiggleworm, wiggle, wiggle worm, tell me what to do if I want to wiggle too. Mr. Wiggleworm, wiggle, wiggle worm, tell me what to do if I want to wiggle too. This is where you sing it on your own. Are you ready? Here we go. Oh, you can imagine the little dance that goes with that. So we'll do the chorus again, and you can have a wee wiggle in your kitchen or in front of your laptop or wherever you're going to go. Mr. Oh, Mr. Wiggleworm, he lives under a stone. He doesn't need a television, doesn't have a phone. He doesn't have a table and he doesn't need a chair. He doesn't need a bed, but he doesn't really care. Oh, Mr. Wiggleworm, wiggle, wiggle worm, tell me what to do if I want to wiggle too. Mr. Wiggleworm, wiggle, wiggle worm, tell me what to do if I want to wiggle too. Okay, well done, you're brave souls. So you are standing in front of your laptop or your iPhone singing Mr. Wiggleworm. I hope nobody's looking through your windows or listening to you. But I think you've all gone mad. Anyway, maybe you've got kids or your grandparents, and you can let them hear it. Let hear the kids tomorrow when you can watch it on demand. And I think kids. This is wee kids, you know. I mean, wee kids need songs to be able to sing. Anyway, I'm going to finish now with a chorus, a more serious chorus. I thought I'd better do a serious chorus after the Mr. Wiggleworm song, and the Tatty Faces love that. The Tatty Faces love that song, and I don't know why they kind of love it, because worms and tatties are not really the best of kind of, you know, they're kind of, I'm not sure, but they love it anyway. This continuing the kind of theme of spring, which is, it's wonderful at the moment in Botterstone. We're very lucky. I'm very privileged to live in this beautiful part of the country, and for those of you who have just joined us, we're actually in the old village school. I haven't said this for a while, but we're actually in the old village school. That was the wee rural village for us, part of Perthshire, and the wee village has only got 10 houses in it, and this is where all the country kids were. And it's the school that I went to when I was a wee boy. It was a one-room school, and my father went to school in this room in the 1930s, and he got all his schooling in here. And I always say this, my father learned to write on a slate with a piece of chalk, and here am I now, and Jenny and Jamie, broadcasting to the planet from the same room, which is quite brilliant, actually, you know. And so we'll do this wee song, and I got this kind of idea that there's nature all around out here, and I got this idea that You know, because we're doing terrible things to the place, you know what I mean? And we have been doing it for hundreds of years. We've been doing terrible things to the planet. And I just thought that humanity, you know, the human race would one day kind of wake up and be like the prodigal son who would come back to kind of Mother Earth and kind of go, oh, I'm really sorry, you know, we've really screwed up, you know, and I'll try and be better. And so that's what this wee song kind of came from. I was feeling depressed one day. And you sing, I'll be your loving one, I'll be your loving one. From the point of no return, I'll be your loving one. Okay. I'm just going to have a wee mouthful of my port here because I've got a wee tickle in my throat. And Nigel arrived with a few more bottles, so we're good to go to number 100, I think. Do the chorus a couple of times, maybe just to get the memory of Mr. Wiggleworm out of our brains. And I'll be your loving one. Yes, I'll be your loving one. From the point of no changes that have led us to this place. Well, some formed from our wonder, and some from our disgrace. But that doesn't have the way we feel. Oh, we're standing in the center of a broken wheel. But I have changed my ways. I'll do anything you say, and I'll be your loving one. Yes, I'll be your loving one. From the point of no return, I'll be your loving one. Oh, our gardens, we nearly turned them into sand. To hell with all excuses. Oh, we just don't understand that it's not ours to do with as we will. It's for the future of our children and their dreams to fill. But I'll change my ways. I'll do anything you say, and I'll be your loving one. Yes, I'll be your loving one. From the point of no return, I'll be your loving one. Da 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 da, da 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 da, da 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 da. fantastic. It's so fantastic. I think you should do it again with a few wee harmonies and things like that. Okay, with a few wee harmonies. I'm getting the vibe here in the old school. I know when it's working, and I'm getting the vibe. We're getting the vibe, aren't we, Mr. Tatty Face? Yeah, we're getting the vibe. And now, beautiful. There's no future, but we're certain of the past, but it's only in the present that the perfect dream will last. As we watch our chances slip away with sand in the horizon, an eternal day. But I'll change my ways. I'll do anything you say. And I'll be your loving one. Yes, I'll be your loving one. From the point of no return, I'll be your loving one. Let's sing it one last time, yeah? And I'll be your loving one. Yes, I'll be your loving one. From the point of no return, I'll be your loving one. Da 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 Thank you very much, and that was wonderful singing. I really thought that was brilliant, and that brings us to the end of our wee half an hour Saturday night soiree here in the old schoolhouse. Thank you for joining me, and I always like to, at this point, to take a wee moment because we're slowly getting through all this, you know. We're starting to get to the end of this kind of thing, and I've had my jag, and the tatty faces have all had their jags, and so they get a special jag actually. I gave it to them. we made it in the shed. We had to kind of boil it up in the shed, but it's okay. We're all good. And but anyway, thank you to all the people who are at the front end, all the NHS workers who for a whole year now have been kind of like above and beyond the call of duty, and all the teachers and all the people that are working behind screens and with masks on, which is must be very hard. So thank you all. We all really appreciate getting us through this crazy time, and I'll leave you with that. I'm going to have a wee toast, and I hope you're all looking after yourself, staying safe, looking after each other, looking after other folk, making sure everybody's not too stressed out, and keep everybody cheery, you know, so that we can all kind of, you know, we'll get through this all in one piece. So until next Saturday, I'll just say good night. Thanks to Jenny for pressing the buttons up the back there. And it's just me and Jenny in here. There's no crew. We have a special wee setup that we have that allows us to do it just like this. So Till next Saturday, thank you for joining us, and thanks to the Tatty Faces once again for their brilliant accompaniment. And I'll see you, and you take care. See you further on.